welcome back to my channel, Canning with Kerstin. Today, we're going to do something that I haven't done in quite a few years, but we're going to make homemade applesauce. I went to the small little farm called Fast Night Creek Farms here in Springfield, and I bought a bushel of apples. So we're going to make applesauce today and possibly tomorrow. There's 36 pounds there. It'll be fun. Yeah, it'll be fun. All right, now that I've got everything set, I've got my potato peeler or my vegetable peeler, my apple core, all my apples. I have a bowl over here with water and lemon juice. It'll help prevent the apples from turning brown once I peel them. And then I've got my pot over here in the sink with the amount of water that I need, and I just gotta put the apples in it to cook them down. So I'm gonna do things the hard way. My KitchenAid died, so I can't use my KitchenAid attachments to remove the seeds and the peel and all that stuff, so I have to do everything by hand, you know, manual. But I'll get it done. So I'm going to first start by peeling my apples, all 36 pounds. And I actually may take the apple skins and dehydrate them for like little snacks. You know, they're pretty good. You know, the skins still do have some apple on them, so I could actually use them for a second thing. And then once they are sliced, and they go right into the water, and then once I have a bowl full, then I'll transfer that over into the pot so I can cook them down. So with that being said, I will be back in a little while. It's going to take me some time to get all this peeled and ready for the next steps. So I'll see you soon. Hi everyone, I am back. So I have been quite busy. I've been going for a couple hours now since I last was recording. But what I have done is I've gone ahead and used only a half a bushel of apples to make a pot full of applesauce. And I've got the water going. So we're gonna start now by filling the jars and getting them in the water. All right, so let me pull some jars out of the water, out of the hot water. And I'm doing these in half pints. That way, you know, I don't open up a jar and then, you know, have some applesauce and then decide, you know, it's like I'm not going to eat it all. I mean, a pint is a little too much to be eating at one time. But yeah, I don't want to just set it in the fridge and let it go to waste. So I'm doing half pints. And I should have quite a few of them. I'm thinking that it might be close to 48 jars, 48 half pints by the time I get the second bushel done. Or the second half of the bushel. So that'll last me a while. Okay, well I'm gonna go ahead and get these ones filled. we're doing a half an inch of head space. So let's check that one out. Yeah, that's good. Doesn't that just look really pretty? I love making homemade applesauce. I mean, it's a pain if I don't have the right tools, you know, like, which right now I don't. But I will get my KitchenAid replaced so I can use my attachments and whatnot. But that just died a couple weeks ago on me. It was like really weird. I was using it to make bread, and it just stopped running. I mean, the motor was still making the noise, but it wasn't turning anymore, so it kind of froze up on me. And the dough wasn't that thick. It wasn't thick at all, actually, at that point. Yeah, because this was still like the liquid ingredients. That was a little much. So the recipe I'm using has come directly from the Ball Blue Book. So it's a trusted recipe, but it called for an option of using sugar or not. So it wasn't a mandatory sugar use, but because I did this here as a double batch, I should have used 4.5 to 5 cups of sugar if I was going to use the full amount. I only used a cup of sugar, and it tastes fantastic. I'm trying to do like healthier options for snacks. So we're gonna debubble, just make sure there's no bubbles in there. And I like my applesauce pretty smooth. I mean, it does have some texture to it, but I know some people like their applesauce a little chunkier, or even chunky. And you can definitely make it like that. I just prefer mine smooth. And then the batch that I make tomorrow, to use up the rest of my apples, I'll probably put cinnamon in that one, or at least part of them. Yeah, I like cinnamon in my applesauce on occasion, not all the time, but on occasion. Okay, let's re-wipe these rims. Yeah, I didn't even use a quarter of that pot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I've already filled 9 jars. But I think this batch will do 24 jars. And the ball book calls to have these water bathed, so that's what I'm doing. Whew, they're hot. Okay, let me get these in there. And these are only gonna be in the water for 20 minutes. So they're not gonna take nowhere near as long as what, you know, like one would think. I don't know if I can, but I am going to try and do a second layer. I don't know if my rack will fit in here or not. I'm just going to do that, do a single layer, do that for 20 minutes. And then by the time these are done, you know, I'll have my next batch ready to go. So I ended up with 29 half-pint jars, and I ran the water bath one time through, emptied it, and then refilled it again, and now I'm pulling the second batch of jars out. And then I have one more batch of jars to throw in. And this time around, I did do a double layer. And you hear that? They're popping. They sound beautiful. They look beautiful. It tastes really, really good. It's got some tartness to it and a little bit of sugar or a little bit of sweetness, but really good. So these 29 half pints, that's only a half a bushel. Yeah, I still have another half a bushel to go. And Jim and I were talking earlier, you know, because I wasn't sure if I had enough jars. I do have enough jars, but what I think I might do is make like an apple pie filling, and can part of that bushel, half a bushel, as apple pie filling. And then, you know, we could use it on ice cream or any kind of dessert. I could use it for apple cobbler or apple pie. You know, whatever I want to use it for. But then, you know, at least we're not limited on what to do with it. Okay. Last 4 jars. And then, once those are done, I am done for the day. It's taken a lot out of me today. Yeah. And it's been over 4 hours doing this. So I will pick it back up tomorrow. All right, guys, have a good evening.